We welcome you in to the Small Ball Podcast alongside Christian Dennis and Trevor Micklin. I'm Scott Ayers. Fellas, we've got producer Andy back in studio.
Hola, Andy.
Hola.
Hey guys, I forgot I had a mic. Vacation was rough.
There was just this brief pause. Yeah, Andy was in Mexico. What did you learn there, Andy?
I learned a lot about the beach.
Oh,
La Playa.
Yeah. Sand gets in a lot of places where you don't want sand to
Como
be.
se dice margarita?
Margarita.
Ooh, I like Mexico.
Yeah, but it was sick. I loved it.
You have a mustache.
Yeah, I decided to get rid of the beard and just go full mustache. Switch it up.
My favorite part is we're recognizing his mustache, and no one, YouTube or Spotify, cannot see what he looks like.
No.
Yep, it's a mystery, man.
They're just picturing a mustache.
Yeah, just a man with a stash
Yeah.
and a hopeless dream.
Do you think... Okay, so do you guys ever listen to podcasts and then you're like, man, I wonder what these guys look like? Mm-hmm. And then you see what they look like and you're just so disappointed?
You. Yeah.
Do you think people get that way about us?
No, I think they get excited with us. I think they see us and they're like,
yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah. Heck yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Either that or they just anyone who listens to our podcast, they just know what we look like because they know us.
Yeah. That's the other
more
part.
accurate.
Yeah, that's the other part. But every now and then we'll get some stragglers coming by.
Yeah.
Check us out. Yeah, it's like you're driving on what's that highway they drive in cars?
Route 66.
Route 66. We're like a shop in Route 66. You know, you're on a road trip, you accidentally took a detour and next thing you know, you're in the Small Ball Podcast realm.
Yeah, we also have the world's best burgers and shakes.
We do.
That's right.
That's right. And you know who's probably having good burgers and shakes right now?
Some birthday boys.
We've got some birthday boys.
Yeah, we do.
Some small market boys. Matisse Thybulle and Obi Toppin. I shouldn't call them boys. They're men.
Yeah.
Birthday men.
Yeah, it's Draymond Green's birthday also. And we would like to wish Matisse and
Obi
a happy birthday.
Yes.
Yep.
Small market birthdays. No big market bozos in this house.
Yeah, none. What do you think they're doing for their birthday?
Well, Matisse Thybulle has a basketball game today.
Okay.
So he's probably playing.
What do you think he's doing to celebrate? Do you think he's
Losing by
waiting? Do you
20?
think he already celebrated?
Oh, you think it's the day after type of celebration?
Probably.
Oh, that'd be nice. Going to the Route 66 small ball world.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he balls out? Like, you know how some players just ball out on their birthday? Or if it's their mom's birthday or something, then they just go nuts?
Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah, what would that
Got
even
in
look
him.
like to ball out from Matisse Thybulle? He gets 4 steals.
4 steals, 7 points on 12 shots.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. All right, guys, right now, Trevor, I need you to lock in.
I'm locked in.
All right? Andy, I need you to lock in.
Yeah, I'm locked.
Christian, we need to lock in.
Yeah,
okay?
I've been locked.
We showed up on the show. Energy needs to be higher.
That's right.
And do you know what's going to bring the energy? This next segment, talking about how right now, if the season ended today, the Denver Nuggets and the Sacramento Kings, our Western Conference Finals picks, would play in the first round.
That would be epic. Me and Trevor would watch it together, and Scott would
I'd watch in my room.
Yeah, you'd watch it on your phone in the other room so that you could be a couple seconds ahead of us.
I could not. The idea of watching 7 games with you guys mortifies me in so many different, especially because the Nuggets would be the team that's supposed to win.
Right.
So the idea of not only that, but then thinking worst case scenario of, okay, what if we lose this scenario? What if we lose this series? And 2, you guys would then have a bragging right for an entire series. No, not an entire series, an entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we own you.
Well, as a Nuggets fan, how do you feel about the matchup between Sacramento?
Season record right now between the two. 3-1?
3-1.
Yeah. Sacramento.
Sacramento. Yeah. There's other matchups I'd rather have, but there's also other matchups that I would prefer less.
Correct.
So it's kind of in that middle ground where it's like, do I want to play Sacramento in the first round? No. I'd rather play like probably New Orleans. But I think I'd rather play Sacramento over like LA just because of how they have just owned me for 20 plus years.
I'll say this as well. I mean, we're talking the Nuggets, the defending champions, playing the Sacramento Kings, a team that couldn't make it out the first round last year. If I'm a Nuggets fan, I'm not shaking in my boots at the idea of playing Sacramento, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I'm shaking my boots.
That's as a Kings fan.
I'm shaking in my boots at the bragging rights.
Yeah,
you guys
like,
would just put over my head.
There's nothing for us to lose, though. So as a Kings fan, I'm rooting hard. I'm rooting hard for us to dethrone the Nuggets.
Yeah, the thing is like thinking about the Nuggets versus the Kings. Both teams are similar in like how they're built, right? We both run our entire offense through our big guy. Mm-hmm. And then we have an elite guard. You know, you guys have Murray, we have Fox. And then it's just like, it's really just battle the role players.
For sure.
So it's like, it'd be really interesting to see like what players Sacramento like would step up, because we know what the Nuggets could do. We know Aaron Gordon's going to, be a menace on defense and, get a couple dunks in the game. But it's like, to me, the biggest question mark is like, who on Sacramento is going to be the X factor to, elevate us in the first round to even potentially surpass, the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the two-man games would be crazy though. Sabonis versus Jokic, Fox and Murray, because all those guys would have like 30 points a game.
Yeah.
It would just be a scoring spree.
Yeah, the duo matchups would be so fun to watch.
It's funny too because like you have MPJ for Denver, and then you have Malik Monk for Sacramento Kings. So it's just like just an all around really balanced team. Like it would be really fun to watch them play together, but it would be a good series.
Yeah, I just see those two guys just being like, they're either really hot or they're really cold.
Yeah, and then there's like the Harrison Barnes of the series, and that's like Reggie Jackson for us.
Oh, that's so sad. Your guys is like 11th man is our starting small forward. Come on.
But they're both two guys that make you want to pull out your hair. Then they'll hit like some acrobatic circus shot, and you're like, all right, I always knew he'd make it.
The matchups are so interesting because, I mean, you guys could be playing the Suns, the Mavs in the first round, and we could, if there's some movement, we could play the Wolves, the Clippers,
the Thunder potentially, even if we dropped all the way to the 8th seed.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting coming down the wire to see who these matchups are.
All these teams are within a game,
dude.
Like if you take a screenshot right now, I guarantee it will be different by the end of the year.
End of
this week. Yeah, not even end of the year. End of this week. That's how we have just seen this turbulent West, it's so fun. Chris and I were talking about this at work. We never got this growing up. It was so predictable in basketball.
Yeah.
The 1 seed is going to win. The 2 seed is going to win. Maybe the 3 seed loses. Maybe the 4 seed loses. But now it's like 1 through 8 can win. In a playoff series, 1 through 8 can be the winner of the Western Conference.
Like we could see Oklahoma City be the number 1 seed and they lose to the 8th seed. And to me, like that's not crazy. When the Warriors did it back, like when they beat the Mavs, the We Believe Warriors, like that was insane.
Right.
Like I couldn't even, as a 10, 12-year-old, however long ago that was, I couldn't fathom that. I'm like, whoa, the 8th seed beat the 1 seed. That's insane. Yeah,
and now it feels a lot more likely just because the talent and disparity in the NBA has shrunk. In terms of, the top-heavy teams are so much better. You don't really get that, especially in the West. In the East, you still kind of get it. I know Philly's dropped, but that's just because Embiid's been out. But in reality, the top 4 teams are a lot better than the teams below them.
I have a question that's kind of off script of what we were planning on going.
Yeah, ask.
Okay, so I was watching Thunder play last night.
The Suns,
yeah. So I was watching that game. Thunder beat the Suns, and I mean, are we? I'm starting to maybe consider if the Thunder are legit contenders for this season. I'm starting to think that.
I don't want to say they are yet because of just what history has shown us, that there's a young team that comes in and, maybe they do go on a nice little run, but that team always ends up falling short. Like I even think about like the KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook Thunder, where they like made it to the Western Conference Finals or something like that, and then they lost. But then the next year they were in the finals, and then they lost. Like that's what I kind of see the Thunder doing is like maybe this year they go on a nice run, but I just like I'm not gonna buy it that they're gonna win it.
Go. I was just gonna say I've been so impressed with them, and I mean you said it. I don't want to be that guy, but I want to compare them to that original Thunder team. I feel like that's a lazy take, but look at the guys that they have on their roster.
For sure.
Their age, their experience being so small, but their production and their skill is amazing. Like you got J-Dub, you have Chet, you have SGA. Those three are really, really good.
Yeah.
Those are stars. Those are stars.
For sure. Yeah, their inexperience is going to bite them in the butt at some point in the playoffs. Yeah. Now, it just depends on how big those bite marks are. Because if it's a little nibble, contenders. Giant bite mark in terms of lots of mistakes, dumb decision-making late. Yeah, that's a big bite mark, and you're gonna see yourself out of the playoffs. You like that?
Yeah, I feel like it reminds me of the Cavs a lot last year. Like they were kind of in the same position. They had a lot of young players that hadn't really had any experience in the playoffs at all. Besides one player, Donovan Mitchell, and like with the OKC, they got SGA, So I think that they'll just kind of I think they're gonna get bounced out. Honestly,
You think early?
no, I think second round.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that, Andy. Producer Andy, excuse me.
Last night, we see Nurkic have 31 rebounds.
Yeah.
31 rebounds.
That's their weakness.
Come playoff time, like that's going to be what teams like really attack. Because like we know regular season, like not every team is playing to the most strategic game plan of trying to win the game. Like when you're going head to head for, potentially 7 games, coaches are going to get creative and they're going to really attack weaknesses. So, that's what the Thunder, that's why they probably didn't make a trade at deadline or, they're just going to see what they have this year. And then maybe we see them do something in the summer that, retools.
I'm just laughing. Nurkic had 31 rebounds.
That's insane.
Wild.
Yeah. And the Suns still lost. Like the Suns, they're not a contender. I will say that. I don't know about the Thunder. I know the Suns are not a contenders to win the West.
Booker didn't even play.
Honestly, I agree with that take, and here's why.
Bang.
Here's why I agree with the Suns are not contenders. Is it kind of is giving me the same blueprint of what we saw in Brooklyn. KD, James Harden, Kyrie, the big three, but they didn't play together. Mm-hmm. We still don't. We like never see the Suns play at full health. Like Bradley Beal's been out a lot this year. He's back, and then he gets ejected a game, and then now Booker's hurt, and he's out for another week. It's like, when are we going to see the Suns? And like, when are we going to see them at full health and be able to develop that chemistry to where playoff time comes around, they know each other like so well. I haven't seen that yet.
That's a strong point.
That's a great point.
That's a
I'm
strong
all in
point.
on it. I mean, right now, this is going to be a little bit hotter.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know actually if I believe it. I'm going to say it. I would be more scared of a hungry Lakers team than this Phoenix Suns team.
Wow.
Hungry.
I
have to be hungry.
You're
So are you
hungry.
more scared of the Lakers or the Suns?
I'm more scared of the Lakers than the Suns.
All right.
I think you just have too much trauma when
It's
it comes
probably
to
my
the
trauma
Lakers.
speaking.
Yeah, Nuggets, Lakers.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
lot of trauma. But the Nuggets are 8-0.
The Nuggets cook the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kobe night. Nugs
Dub.
win. LeBron's first
40
player ever to score 40,000 points in NBA history.
Nuggets
win.
dub. First game of the season, revenge game for the Lakers. Do you know what it was? Nuggets dub.
Bang.
Bang.
I was like, if I'm the Nuggets, like I'm not even losing sleep over the Lakers. Yeah, it's LeBron and AD. Yeah, it's LeBron and AD. Who cares? They're old now. Like, let's just say it as it is. He can't do what he's doing with this team that he's done in years past.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, it's LeBron and AD are awesome, but their team around them is just not
good enough.
It's not.
Yeah, that was my trauma speaking. Thanks, guys. I'm glad we worked through that together. But that still doesn't change the point. Suns, not a contender because there's other teams much better.
I agree.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, well, we settled that. All right, let's take a shift. We were just talking about some of the most exciting teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
Teams that have a chance to win a championship.
Yeah.
Let's flip that on its head and go to maybe the most miserable franchise in the last 2 decades. They have historically the worst season of all time. We're going to talk about the Hornets. They're starting their executive search. So Christian, you brought the idea, so I figured we ask you, what blueprint do the Hornets follow to actually have a franchise that fans can be proud of, that mothers of their sons playing can be proud of, and just so no one, when they go to bed at night, can think of like, hey, this franchise stinks. Like, how do we flip the narrative?
I think what the Hornets need to do is they need to find their identity and develop a culture that is a solid culture. Like when you guys think of the Hornets and their culture, like what are you guys thinking of right now?
Just a death.
Mugshots.
A blight.
Exactly. That was kind of more the answer I was going for. Like you just think of young, immature group of kids. Like that's essentially what they have. And there's nothing wrong with, having a youthful team and trying to develop that, but you got to put those players in positions to where they can grow and succeed. Like I just think about their like training staff. Let's just start there. If you look at the Hornets, every game they have so many players who are hurt.
Yeah.
And it's just like the randomest, weirdest injuries. Like Gordon Hayward, for example, he was hurt. I don't remember the injury, but his wife on Instagram was like, he's not even hurt with this. It's his shoulder that's hurt. And then he gets traded to the Thunder, and he's playing. And he's been out for like several weeks. So it's just weird things like that. Mark Williams is another guy who's like constantly hurt. LaMelo has been hurt. And so I'm like curious of like what their training staff is doing. Like, there's different takes and different things that you can do to better recover, better, strength training, develop, these players' bodies a certain way so that they, maybe some of these players need to go on better diets. Like, I don't know. There's different things like that. So if I'm the Hornets, I'm looking at teams like I'm looking at the Celtics. I'm like, how can we make our organization similar to the Celtics? Obviously, the Celtics have this long history of one of the greatest franchises ever. Granted, they've been around for forever, so it's a lot easier. So it's like, is there an executive that's been under Brad Stevens the past few years that maybe the Hornets can pull away? That, it's like, hey, like, you come be our guy, be our Brad Stevens. You change our franchise. You come in, you hire a new coach, all that. Give him the keys. You can't do like bring in an executive and be like, hey, like Steve Clifford's our guy. We're rocking with Steve. This is his second time around. Like you got to keep him. Like you need to wipe everything and then just trust whoever you're hiring.
That was one of my biggest critiques is like let's start off with not hiring coaches that have already coached there and were atrocious. Hiring Steve Clifford this offseason was one of the worst head coach hirings we've seen in the last 10 years.
It's so dumb.
To bring a coach back was ridiculous. So number one, don't do that again. I think you have to, from top to bottom in the organization, strive for excellence. Like the Celtics, that franchise from top to bottom is excellent. A team that right now is to the bottom of the standings because of injury, but the Memphis Grizzlies, that is a franchise and an organization that has embodied kind of the culture of the city that they're in. And the grit and grind mentality is from top to bottom in their organization. Like, find an identity and go strive for that.
Yep.
Like, wipe it clean, fire everyone. That's what I would do.
There's one player, one player in Charlotte that if I'm the new executive, Scott Ayers, hey, new executive, pleasure to meet you. Hey, let me look through this roster. Oh, I like him. I like his attitude. Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
He's the only guy when you watch these games where it's like, whoa, this dude cares. This dude is getting mad at his teammates when they don't get back on defense.
Yeah.
And those are the little things.
And he's a rookie.
He's a rookie. No one else does it. Those are the little things, though, that you need from top to bottom, Trevor, that you were mentioning. Like, you need your star player to actually give a DAMN. That's for, I know you have, people who listen, and I don't want us to get in trouble for swearing, so I'm going to spell it out so you can skip that part. But you need players who actually care. Brandon Miller cares. I don't know if anyone else in Charlotte cares. And until that changes, they're screwed.
I agree with you. I think you're 100% right in that. And it sucks because, when you think of college basketball, like, North Carolina is like insane. You got Duke and UNC there. And it's like, that state loves basketball. And there's a lot of great players that come from, those universities and comes from that state. So it's not like, people don't care about it in North Carolina. It is like interesting. And I agree with you that, like, when you think of the Hornets and like how you would want to build this team, I think start with Brandon Miller. I don't think you start with LaMelo.
Right.
And like, LaMelo's been, he's been an all-star for him. He's been a great guy. He's amazing when he plays. But it's almost like, hey, let's build around Brandon Miller. I think LaMelo Ball is still a great complement piece for Brandon. So just kind of maybe put those two in. It's like, these are our guys moving forward. Everyone else, let's look to either keep them or trade them.
Or cut them.
Or just straight cut them. Bryce McGowan's.
Legend.
Sorry, man.
What? Wait, what?
Bryce McGowan should not be on the Hornets.
He should. Yeah, now I'm in a tough spot. Husker legend. No, I agree though. I mean, they've got to get rid of Clifford. Get rid of the best thing that happened to them was that Michael Jordan is no longer a part of the organization.
Yeah, agree.
But do you know what? Was he the one who helped make that pick for Brandon Miller?
He was the one that chose Brandon Miller. So kudos to him.
Tip our caps. Now an outside the box thing. One other thing to really shake this bad mojo. Some of the people of Charlotte might not like. We got to change the mascot and we got to change the color schemes.
What? Why?
Why?
Wait, time out. Before they were the Bobcats, they were the Hornets.
Correct.
So, like, wouldn't it make sense for them to just remain the Hornets?
No, we need to completely rid ourselves. We get rid of the players. We get rid of the coach. We get rid of the executive. There's one thing left. The mascot. So we need to get rid of the mascot, and let's get a little grit and grind in Charlotte.
So you want like another like bear?
Let's be the Charlotte Tar Heels, the Charlotte Blue Devils, the Charlotte Blue Tar Heels,
I'm speechless.
the Charlotte Blue Heels.
I'm speechless.
You guys like that?
I don't know. I like the Charlotte Blue.
Just the Charlotte Blue.
Oh, you like for their colors to be blue?
No, I like what they have as far as marketing goes. I don't think marketing is the
Buzz
issue.
City.
Buzzing.
Welcome to the Hive.
Welcome to the Hive. Yeah, I actually Googled it beforehand. I'm like, would Charlotte fans be upset if someone said change the mascot? Because it originates from the British General Cornwallis, who allegedly described the city as a hornet's nest of rebellion.
Maybe they should.
Does that inspire you?
Yeah.
Maybe they should be the Rebels.
Oh, the Charlotte Rebels. Well, you'd have to be you have to be careful because of the Confederates. You
I
don't
was-
want to inspire the wrong crowd.
Yeah, they are in the South.
They are in the South, so you're inspired. You just got to be careful with the logo if you're the rebels.
Yeah, maybe I was just thinking like every night Star Wars nights.
Oh, if you're the rebels and use the Star Wars logo.
Yeah, but when they shoot, don't they always miss in the movie?
Yeah.
No, those are the stormtroopers. That
Oh,
always
okay.
miss. Rebels always hit.
Rebel scum.
Rebel scum.
I'm just looking at their I guess payroll, and next season the guys making more than 10 mil are Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Grant Williams, and Davis Bertans.
Oh, dude. I mean,
Not terrible.
not terrible.
None of them,
There's-
other than LaMelo, none of them are making more than 16 mil.
How much is Davis making?
16 mil. Yeah.
I mean,
But he'll be off the payroll after next season.
but what are we doing as an organization?
Given Davis
That
Bertans.
guy should be making the money we make. All right. How about we offer?
nothing.
Yeah, which is nothing.
We're looking for sponsors.
Yeah, the show is we're trying to improve. The LaCroix bit never worked,
No.
but yeah, where is your LaCroix?
I'm off them now because I'm playing hard to get.
Good.
I'm not just gonna let any organization
Oh.
just get free advertising.
You know,
Yes.
I went through a phase where I was drinking so much sparkling water that it actually like dehydrated me. Like I was getting bloody noses because I just didn't drink regular water. I don't know if that's like a thing.
I don't think
but
that's a thing.
that's what happened to me.
Okay, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna Google.
I believe you, Christian.
Thank you.
Yeah, I get a lot of bloody noses all the time, and
From
it's
drinking sparkling water?
Yeah, when I'm not drinking like enough water as it is, I'll get a bloody nose. But when I'm drinking sparkling water, I'm never drinking enough water.
There's no shot. So you drink sparkling water and you start
Like
bleeding.
you drink, like I drink sparkling water in replace of regular water.
So you did it for like a week straight.
No, this was like, it was probably over a couple weeks. Like I literally was just drinking
so
sparkling
your
water.
body was probably pretty mad at you.
Yeah.
You're fizzing over. Trevor's in the lab
right.
right now.
All right. Let me just debunk the myth here. Let's see. There's one benefit. Okay, basically hydration. Sparkling water is just as hydrating as its bubble-free counterpart. Weird way of saying it, but it's the same hydration level.
Then why was I always so thirsty?
No, for me, I was never drinking enough water because whenever I was drinking sparkling water, I wouldn't drink enough like water. Yeah, that was my issue though.
So you would just like have a LaCroix and call it a day?
I would have like
water
2
consumption?
LaCroix. Yeah, I'll have 2 LaCroix
Oh, wow.
and call it. And then I was like, that's actually not enough at all.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, maybe that was, yeah, same.
That's wow. That's crazy.
Also, nosebleeds. The liquids that cause nosebleeds: red wine, coffee, chocolate drinks, and fruity drinks. So
Yeah, there's fruit flavored LaCroix.
flavored, not actual fruit though.
So no more 4 cups of coffee a day.
You may, however, have a reaction to the soda while consuming it that could cause a possible nosebleed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back. Hey, really quick segment. This is a staple of the show now. Bachelor segment, hometowns, 30 seconds. Daisy, Maria, Rachel, and Kelsey A. Shocked. Maria's still in it.
I'm not.
Yeah,
She belongs there.
No, she's like I said, she's gonna be a fantasy suite girl.
yeah. She's destined for the Bachelorette though.
Dude, I forgot you said that. And now that you bring that up again, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I know we've said multiple times on this podcast that it's Daisy's season. I'm starting to think it's not.
Whoa.
I
Kelsey
think
A?
I think the girl that he should choose is Kelsey A.
Why?
Because Daisy is like, yeah, I like you, but she's not like,
She's not
was
fully
like-
invested.
yeah, she's like, you're all right. Like, it's not like I'm in love with you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But do you think that's like I feel like that's her putting up a kind of like a wall like for Joey to be able to like prove himself, so and then she can be able to feel that, which will happen with like hometowns and stuff. But I do think you're like their connection with Kelsey A, very strong.
It's like been slept on. Like no one's really paying attention about it. It's like it's gonna come down to one of those things where it's like there's those 2 girls. He picks one girl, but it's like honestly, you probably should have picked the other girl.
Here's the thing. Yeah, most of these girls are bought into the culture. You know, we were just talking about grit and grind, all these teams' cultures. Yeah. But you know what? You need everyone bought in. Daisy's not bought in. I think she might leave.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a possible person to type.
She's going to request a trade.
Yeah.
And that trade is, selling beauty products on Instagram.
Nah,
and
bro.
Doing TikTok dances.
And doing TikTok dances. Which, she has like 400,000 followers now.
She's going to be the next Bachelorette.
That is actually probably facts.
Yeah.
That's probably what she's actually doing.
I think that'd be so boring.
No,
dude.
America loves her, bro.
Dude, I would love to see Maria as
I would
Bachelorette.
love Maria.
The chaos. The absolute chaos.
Can you imagine like one guy that's just being like kind of cringe or like kind of annoying and she just calls him out on it immediately?
Yeah, she speaks her truth.
Yeah.
Well, not even her truth, the truth. Like she's locked in. She knows what she's doing. Daisy, she's just a sweetheart. Like there's certain contestants on the they're contestants.
Yeah, they are.
There's certain contestants on The Bachelor where you're like, wow, I just feel like you're like above this. That sounds wrong. That sounds like I'm dishing on the other girls, and I'm not. But Daisy is just
the whole process of The Bachelor. Right. Daisy feels like she's above that.
Yes, correct. Because the other three girls seem like great girls, but Daisy she's above the process.
Yeah.
Even Maria kind of feels like that because she's like, I hate that you're dating a bunch of guys or a bunch of girls. I'm like, yeah, that'd probably mess with my head too.
Yeah.
So who goes home tonight?
Well, someone I've never been high on, and I'm surprised she's made it this far, is Rachel.
Yeah.
But he likes her.
He's into her.
He does.
He likes her a lot. I don't know why.
She wasn't even on the hot seat. She got the first. Well, when they got to the whatever it's called, where he gives out the roses,
the rose ceremony.
Rose ceremony. She's the first one to get a rose.
Yeah, she hasn't even had to question or worry about anything. She's
doesn't
just
know
kind
pressure.
of coasted her way to the top 4.
She's like the Thunder. She's like the Thunder. She's in the top 4.
Yeah.
How about that?
What if she's more like Jason Tatum? Everything's been handed to her.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know.
Maria's like the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Early on, people are like, I'm not sure. And now it's like, no, she's a legit contender.
No, I don't think Maria's the Cavs. I think she's the Wolves. Because it's just when you watch the Wolves, they're good, but there's spurts where it's just utter chaos.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And I just I think this is going to sound really bad, but the Wolves kind of have lower basketball IQ. And there's just some ways that Maria articulates herself. She doesn't know how to explain and express her feelings. So where it's she's not quite there. She's good, but she's not.
She's good. She's not great, is what you're saying.
Yes.
She's shotgun blasting her words.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did that last episode. She shotgun blasted. I know Trevor saw that.
Yeah.
Wait, Trev, you went last week?
No, I didn't. I just get updates via Twitter and girlfriend.
Wait, you have Twitter?
On my desktop, I do.
Desktop okay. Twitter.
Desktop.
Did you guys all give up mobile Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh,
my screen time is down probably 2 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now that makes me want to do it, but I don't know if I can. I'm not ready to give that up yet.
It's hard.
After the NBA season, I'm off Twitter.
Step 1 of addiction is just admitting that you have an addiction.
Facts.
Join us.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. Well, Rachel's going home tonight.
Ooh, I second that.
Yep.
Locked. Gotta lock it in. Small ball is locking it in. Rachel.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Anything we want to end the show with, guys?
I'll just say this. SGA is a legit MVP contender. I'm buying the propaganda that I've been seeing. That's all. He's a legit contender for MVP. I think it's a 3-man race. And at this point,
who's the 3?
Jokic, Giannis, and SGA.
Ooh.
I think those are my top 3. 33% across the board. It could be either of them. Any of them.
Whoa. And you'd be happy with either of them?
I would be happy with any of those 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that top 3. I don't see how Dallas gets out of the play-in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I love Luka, but
I love Luka.
They're not good enough. They're not good enough for him to be an MVP.
Yeah. It's not like his best players are out for the year. Like Kyrie's missed time, but
yeah,
I mean,
and Tatum doesn't do enough for me to be an MVP.
His
Tatum's
team
on a
is
super
insane.
team.
Yeah, his team's insane. He's a great player. Nothing against him, but these other three are next level.
Yeah.
I agree with
And
that.
when you look at like SGA and you look at Jokic, both of those guys don't have another all-star on their
No
team.
all-star on their team. And that's where I think they elevate above, because I see a lot of Bucks fans are so mad that Giannis isn't in the top 3. Unless the Bucks finish first in the East, then you'll see a lot more conversation. But because he has Damian Lillard on his team, they just have had some underperforming guys. But Damian Lillard's on the Bucks. Like they have the second greatest shooter of all time on that team.
And to be fair, Giannis has been nuts.
He's
this
been
year.
great.
He's been great.
After this past month, he's been really
Phenomenal.
good. And like this coaching change, I think, has changed the Bucks for the better. We've seen them improve in a lot of different areas, and a lot of areas that they were higher in like driving to the basket and getting fouls. That's actually lower. Like Dame was shooting 8 free throws per game, but since Doc took over, he's shooting 5 free throws a game. But there's a better flow to the offense that the Bucks were missing at the beginning of the year.
That flow might be enough for them to take on Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they're currently second in the East on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah,
So
they're balling. Yeah, Giannis deserves the praise. I think right now it's SGA and Jokic with Giannis at the door. He's standing next to the dance floor. He's saying, "Let me in. I want to dance."
I got all three of them on the dance floor. My take.
Is it Cascade who sings "Evacuate the Dance Floor"?
I don't know, but on my dance floor, they're listening to Pitbull.
Oh,
Dale.
what do they listen to on your dance floor, Christian?
my dance floor is Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. My dance floor is a lot of just like screaming the lyrics and not like a whole lot of dancing.
Yeah.
Got you.
Mine, they're listening on Holy, because this league is not going to know how to act when Jokic gets his third MVP. There are going to be some uncomfortable conversations if that happens.
I believe Basketball Reference has him at maybe 60%, which is more than SGA, Tatum, and Luka combined, percentage-wise.
Wow.
Basketball Reference
To
seems
win MVP?
To win MVP. They seem to know something we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's leading the Vegas odds? That's the tail sign.
Also,
Right.
Jokic. He's like minus 140 right now.
Yeah. Second, SGA.
SGA.
220, I think, plus.
Wow. All right, now we have our dance floor set. And with that, it's time to say so long. So for our great producer, Andy, Trevor Micklin, and Christian Dennis, I'm Scott Ayers. We say so long for now. We'll see you next week.
Hola, Andy.
Hola!